Hello friends, as you have asked, I am coming to discuss with you another less known truth from the Bible that many of religious leaders have used to exploit their followers. Few days ago, I shared with you a video where I gave my opinion on what I think the Bible says about miracle working and things that God can do for you. And I said that God will never do something you can do for yourself. And I promise to give you so many biblical truths that many people don't tell you. So one of the commentator told me that I shouldn't reveal all the truth, that all truth shouldn't be revealed. Toute vérité n'est pas bonne à dire en français. And many, though, encouraged me and said, I think it's important to understand this controversial topic, so carry on. So today I'm coming with one. Does hell really exist? Please remember to comment and tell me what you think, and also subscribe to my YouTube account. So let's go. Many of us grew up hearing about a terrifying place called hell, a place where sinners are sent to burn eternally. As children, this image was often traumatizing, and as adults, it instills fears and unending fire that burn eternally. As a punishment, Christians, Islam, and other religions do incorporate this kind of teaching in their doctrine, but how accurate are these teachings? And where did they originate from? Let's explore the Bible, history, and teaching of various denominations to uncover the truth. Where does this teaching of eternal fire in hell come from? The idea of hell as a place of eternal torment was significantly popularized by the Catholic Church during the medieval period. One of the ways the church manipulated this teaching was through the selling of indulgences, convincing people that they could buy their way out of such torment for themselves or their loved ones. This exploitation of fear was effective but unbiblical. During the Reformation, Protestantism shed light on many biblical teachings that had been obscured by medieval Roman Catholicism. Martin Luther, John Calvin, and others exposed the misuse of doctrines like indulgences. However, the concept of hell as a place of eternal fire was not as thoroughly challenged as has persisted in many Protestant teachings as well. But is this what the Bible truly teaches? Hell in the Bible, is it a place of burning forever? Let's unpack some language here. So, the place called hell in the Bible requires careful study to understand. There are several words translated as hell in the Bible, each with distinct meaning. So let's start with the Hebrew Sheol. Sheol. Sheol is mentioned in the Old Testament and is often translated as the grave or the pit. It is a place where both the righteous and the wicked go after death. Psalm 6:5. And then there is no indication of torment, rather it is a state of unconsciousness. It's a death. Hades is a Greek word. In the New Testament, Hades is the equivalent of Sheol in the New Testament. It is a temporary place for the dead, not a place of eternal torment. Jesus used the term when he said, "The gates of Hades will not overcome." Matthew 16:18, referring to death itself. Gehenna, it's a Greek word. Jesus uses the term Gehenna in the Gospel. Gehenna was a real location outside of Jerusalem, used as a garbage dump where refuse was burned. In Mark 9:43, it is symbolized by complete destruction, not eternal torment. Jesus employed this vivid image to warn about the consequences of sin, but it does not describe a place where souls suffer eternally. Tartarus is a Greek, and it's mentioned only in Peter 2:4. It's a place where fallen angels are restrained, nowhere human are tormented forever. Nowhere in the Bible there is a reference to an eternal, conscious place of torment where people burn forever. Instead, the Bible speaks of the second death, Revelation 20:14, which means complete and final destruction. So, what does the Bible really teach about this topic? The Bible teaches that the wicked will be punished, but not in a place of eternal torment. Rather, they will face a final destruction described as a fire consuming them until they become ashes. Malachi 4:1-3. The belief is rooted in a loving God just who does not inflict eternal pain. Many people have rightly understood the judgment as the final act on humanity and then separating the good and the wicked, but not an eternal suffering. What is the philosophical and the scholarly criticism on the teaching of eternal fire? There are many. Throughout the history, several secular philosophers and scholars have also criticized this concept of eternal hell. For instance, Bertrand Russell, an influential philosopher, argued that the doctrine of eternal punishment was inconsistent with the idea of a benevolent God. Similarly, Thomas Paine criticized the teaching as a tool for manipulation and control rather than a truthful representation of divine justice. The story of Lazarus and the rich man, many people use it to justify eternal hell, but some may even say that Jesus was referring to that. Well, that is not an evidence of eternal torment. However, it is important to understand what a parable is. A parable is a simple illustrative story meant to teach a moral and spiritual lesson, not a literal account of events. Jesus used this story to convey a lesson about consequences of ignoring the needs of others, not to provide a detailed geography of the afterlife. Taken literally, it could contradict other clear teaching of the Bible about death. So, eternal fire, it doesn't mean burning forever. When the Bible refers to eternal fire, it is describing the fire's effect rather than its duration. For example, Jude 1:7 speaks of Sodom and Gomorrah suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Yet those cities are not still burning. I've been where they were. I couldn't see any fire there. So they were burned completely, leaving nothing behind. Similarly, the lake of fire mentioned in the Revelation is the final destruction of sin and sinners, not an ending, burning, torment. Revelation 29:10. Conclusion, my friends. While sinners will face destruction, they will not be tormented forever. Malachi 4:1 says that the wicked will be stubble and will burn up, becoming ashes under feet of the righteous. God's justice is complete, but it is not cruel. Eternal torment contradicts God's nature of loving and merciful creation. Ezekiel 18:32. The purpose of his judgment is not to eradicate sin, but not infuse suffering forever on people he lovingly created. So he does not delight in the death of wicked, but calls us all to turn to him and find life. Let us trust in God's love, which seeks to restore, not to eternally torture. Thank you.